What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Excited to be up in this joint. And we got a lot of opportunity coming on this week. A lot of opportunity. I'm gonna give everybody about 4 more minutes to get in, and we're gonna get it going. And we got a lot of opportunity this week, y'all. A lot of opportunity. I believe we got red folders almost every day this week. Yeah, we do. And the funny thing about it, Friday is probably the least day. Look at that. Friday is the least day that we have to have the most volatility. But like I said, we're going to be able to capitalize off of a lot of opportunities. So definitely looking forward to it. So hey, what's going on, y'all? Hey, chime in. Let me know who's all in. Hit that like button and all that good stuff. One of the things about today is, like I said, there's a lot of opportunity I'm excited about this week. I hope you guys had a pretty good trading week last week. We capitalized on a few really good opportunities last week. So we're just gonna look at the markets with fresh eyes this week and try to capitalize on what the market gives us this week. We don't want to impose our individual biases on the market. We flow with how the market moves, and so whatever the market gives us, that's how our analysis moves as well. You know, if we were expecting something to happen and the market decided to do something else, our entire perspective changed with the Florida market. All right, so we want to make sure that we fluid at all times, like water around this joint. That's funny because that almost sounds like some type of karate movie. We flow with the water, some craziness. But yeah, that's what we want to do though. We want to flow with the market. And so, like I said, I give us about 2 more minutes before we actually jump into it. Hey, also, you guys, if there are any pairs that you want to see marked up aside from our normal pairs or whatever, anything in specific, go ahead and put it in the chat and we'll be happy to get to it. Prince, what's up, man? What's going on with you? Okay, GJ, GU, I got you covered. All right, sweet. What we gonna do, Prince, we gonna actually look at GJ first. Because we try to, any pairs that's not included with our normal regimen, I like to get those in and out first. That way you guys can really see the pairs that you really want to see. And if they, like I said, if they included in our normal regimen, then of course we'll get to those as we kind of go through those joints. But GJ, I got you. We'll look at that one first. Make sure we mark it up from scratch, look at the opportunities and all of that kind of thing. And if there is any alerts or whatever, I'll make sure I add them to the chat. All right, so hey, it's 2:05. We ain't gonna delay too much later. My man Ish, what's going on, my man? Yeah, we ain't gonna delay too much, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start off with a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this day, Lord. I want to thank you for just who you are. Lord, I want to thank everybody who's engaged with this particular channel. I want to thank them for them just coming in encounter with this particular resource. And I want to thank you for them trusting this resource to help them in their trading journey. I pray that this week everybody will have patience, clarity, and whatever teaching or knowledge that they have thus far, it'll help them be more profitable this week than they were last week. I pray that anything that's said today will help somebody possibly become financially free. And so, Lord, like I said, I want to thank and praise you for who you are. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all, let's get into it, man. Like I said, I'm excited about this week. We got a lot of opportunity, so let's jump into it. All right, so starting it off, as you guys can see, Sunday, we really don't have nothing popping off on Sunday. But tomorrow we got AUD during our Asian session. We got monetary policy on AUD. So we want to be mindful of that. We got the Chinese yuan, industrial production. So we might have some movement on Japanese pairs. Going into Tuesday for the London session around 1 a.m. Central Time, we got the pound that'll be popping off with clay mount count change. I really don't know what this is. Let me see what that is. I'm not familiar with that. The change in the number of people claiming unemployment related to benefits during the previous month. Okay. All right, so that's talking about unemployment. So this definitely should be some movement during our London session on Tuesday. All right. Then we also have 4 a.m. we have Euro, and then kicking off for our New York session on Tuesday, we got CAD. So we got CPI on CAD. A lot of red folders on CAD this week. USD also going to be kicking off for 7:30. So for those who will be trading USD CAD or USD pairs for that matter, period, on Tuesday, just expect some volatility. So just make sure that you guys are mindful of where you are. If you are in any trades and you plan to take any trades, just make sure you're conscious of where you are within the market and what you're looking at, okay? At 9 p.m. During our Asian session, we got NZD popping off. And so for me personally, I've been kind of chasing or stalking NZD Chef for a while. It's been extremely bearish, and we're gonna look at that as well. And so for me, I'm looking for that turnaround, because when it does turn around, please believe that it's gonna have a lot of room to work with when it turn around, because currently right now it's at its lowest low from a monthly perspective, a weekly, daily, 4 hour. It is literally at its lowest low. And so I'm just waiting for a break of structure on a 15-minute retest to give me that confirmation that it wants to start turning around. But like I said, it's a lot of room that we can work with NZD Chef for those who do trade that particular pair. All right, going into Wednesday for our London session, we got CPI on the British pound. And then in the morning, we have USD news, 7:30, building permits, we got industry production. And then of course, we got that good old FOMC at 1 p.m. Central. So we already know FOMC, it's gonna be some fireworks, stuff gonna be popping off, it's gonna be all types of stuff, all right? So just be mindful if you decide to trade for FOMC, just be mindful of where you are within the market and what you're looking at. Then popping off that night, 8:30 Central Time, 8:30 p.m. during our Asia session, we got AUD, we got unemployment and employment change. And so going into Thursday, we have USD for our New York session, we got unemployment claims. And then ending it off, we got the British pound for our New York session on Friday. That's literally the only news that we have on Friday. All right. So before I kind of start, if there's any pairs you guys want to see, please put them in the chat and I'll be happy to get to them. All right. So we're going to start off with GJ, the British pound versus Japanese yen. We're going to start off with that pair. And that's requested by Prince. So we're going to start with a blank slate. All right. We're going to make sure this thing don't have anything on it. All right. So currently right now, and I'm going to make this bigger. Let me actually, I'm going to go to the full screen. There we go. All right, cool. All right. So this is our daily right now. All right. So one of the things that we like to do is look at our daily to kind of get a bias on where the market is and what it's trying to achieve. So what we'll do, we'll look at our last peaks and valleys to kind of gauge as to what the market is doing. Okay, so right now, let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see it as well. So right now, this is our highest point, and we can see price has breached this, but we don't necessarily have a body candle closure above this point. But this is definitely a high of significance. Okay, so we're gonna mark this area here. All right, And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna start here and we're gonna work our way back. This point here was our last valid higher low, okay? So we had higher high, higher low, higher high. I didn't necessarily mark this one up yet because we don't have a body closure that broke above this area yet. Okay, as you guys can see, we only got wicks. So right now, this here is my confirmed higher high. Until this breaks and closes above, then this will be confirmed as a higher low. So right now, my 4 points that I'm looking at would be here and also here. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now. Higher high, higher low, higher high. All right, price came down to this area, and so we're looking like price definitely wants to break this particular area. Okay, so this is our daily analysis. So let's go ahead and drop to the 4 hour and see what we got popping off. All right, so on the 4 hour time frame, let's see. Looks really weird, but we gonna make it do what it do. All right, so right now this is our highest point currently right now. All right, it broke this point here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna say higher high, this here was a higher low. This is confirmed because this area is broken. Okay, and we're gonna move it down like so. Hold on, let's look at something right quick. So we got low, okay. Okay, this looks weird, but I'm gonna utilize the big move. So instead of coming here, coming up right here, this never broke this area here. Okay, so it pretty much just came up and then it just crashed down. So for me, I'm gonna say lower low, and kind of came up to this area here. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure that I'm not confusing myself. So right now, yeah, these are my 3 points as far as my my 4 hour for right now. Wait a minute, let me go back to my daily. I'm sorry, I'm marking up the wrong thing. These are not my daily. My 4 hour, I utilize these blue marks. Okay, that's why I was confused, you guys. All right, I got it together now. Bam. And let's see. All right, because market structure looks extremely weird, but we still gonna make it work. So right now, that point right there. So right now, this is our H4 low right here. All right, this is our H4 low. This here was our previous high that got broken. Okay, so we're looking at higher high, higher low, broke up. This is not a confirmed higher high yet, but we can see this is where we are within the market. Okay, we're in an uptrend right now. So one of the things I'm expecting is for this daily area here to get broken and for candles to kind of close above it. Okay, so now let's drop it to like the 15 minute just to see exactly what's going on. All right, so on the 15 minute time frame, we definitely have structure. Okay, you guys, so let's look at our highest point. From a 15 minute perspective, this is our highest point here. This is our highest point in this area here. From there, let's see. This is our low in this point here. Now, if you look at this area, we don't have any candle closures below this area. So this is pretty much a liquidity grab. Price came up and continued on, okay? So we'll look at this as such. We'll say that this is liquidity in this area here. All right, so right now, let's find our other points. So we got, all right. All right, so as far as our 15-minute structure, this is what we have currently right now. Higher high, higher low, higher high, okay? Currently right now, price hasn't broken this area, so that's what we're looking at right now, okay? So until this area kind of breaks, then we'll kind of be looking at, you know, something else as far as our low or whatever we're looking at, so to speak. But right now, this is our last low. So once we kind of look up to that point there, then this will actually move to our low once we get a break of this area here, okay? So right now, one of the things that I would say for this particular pair is that we want to be patient and we want to get a closure above this area. So we want to say GJ breaks higher high. That's one of the things we want to see first off. Let's make sure this goes into our Discord. Okay, if it breaks that area, we'll know. But then also, additionally, we can move this over and say, okay, this is our 15-minute swing low here, okay? If price breaks this area, GJ, 15-minute BOS. If it breaks this area, then we can start looking for price to possibly turn in the other direction. Break this area and then give us a retest, okay? So right now we can kind of trap price in between these two areas, and it's a waiting game right now. We just want to be patient and see exactly what the market is going to give us. It's going to give us one of these two things first. Okay, so we just need to be patient until it breaks this higher high. I'm pretty much looking for it to kind of break that higher high anyway, because I'm looking for a body closure above this area to go ahead and confirm that higher high on the daily time frame. That way this can be firmed as our low, and then price can possibly continue to the upside. Now, before we do that, let's look and see if there are any point of interests in this area that can possibly that price can possibly bounce off of when it breaks that area. Okay, so if we're looking at the daily, we can see we have a lot of choppiness in here, a lot of liquidity here that needs to be, you know, pretty much taken out, or whatever the case may be. We do have a supply zone in this area here that price could possibly bounce off of. I'm gonna move this all the way over. But then I also want to look at, I'm gonna do a bar replay right quick, because I want to look at the weekly as well, just to see. Okay, there we go, look at that. I like that one a little bit better. So we have a weekly bearish, bullish, bearish here that price needs to come up to mitigate, okay? Which is this area right here. So I definitely want to see price come up to this area. Let's look at the monthly as well. I'm just curious since we're over here. Okay, monthly has an imbalance up right here, which I believe price is already kind of tapped into, but we're going to play off that weekly. Let's look at the 4 hour as well. Oops, 4 hour. Nah. Do another bar replay. See if we can get it. Let's see, 4 hour. Okay, nothing really of significance. Let's try 8 hour. Nothing really. So like I said, we'll play off that weekly because we got that order block right there. So let's go ahead, cancel that off. So right now, as we can see, let's move this over. We got a weekly here. We got a weekly supply that we want to possibly see price come up to. Okay, so I'm gonna set an alert right up in this area. GJ taps or GJ hits weekly supply. Okay. So that's what we're looking at for GJ. All right. So those are some of the things that I kind of see for GJ, and we can kind of play off those analysis there. All right. Hey Prince, man, I hope that helps. All right, you guys, let's move on over to EU. All right. So looking at EU, EU is currently bullish. Okay, we got higher high, higher low, higher high. And we can see on EU that we're in our retracement phase, and price is actually within our golden zone right now. All right, it tapped into our golden zone, which is kind of playing off this daily demand zone here. Okay, so let's go to our 4 hour. If we're looking at 4 hour structure right now on EU, we can see that we're currently bearish. We got lower low, lower high, lower low. Price is kind of playing within these ranges here. We can see price came up, gave a liquidity grab right up in this area before it kind of trickled down. Okay, so let's drop over to the 15 minute to see what price looks like as well. So right now on the 15 minute time frame, let's see. Let's add some of our markups up in here. Okay. So on the 15 minute time frame, one of the things that we can see right now is that we have quite a few supply zones that has not been mitigated. Okay. So we have a supply zone here, here, and here. Okay. However, we have 15 minute market structure down in this area here. So one of the things that we can see is that we have lower low, lower high, currently lower low in this area here. Okay. Now some of you might say, well, why didn't I choose this for my lower low? Because we only got a 1 candle pullback. Now if this would have been 1, 2, then yeah, I could have considered this as our lower low. So this was just a complex pullback, broke down to this area here. So right now for our structure, our break of structure point is right here. So one of the things I want to see if price is going to maybe break this area, or if price will give us a continuation in structure and kind of continue on down, which is most likely, because if we look at our 4 hour time, we're bearish. So we're looking for price to possibly come down and take out this weak low here and possibly tap more into our daily demand. Okay, so one of the things that we can do is place alerts to say, okay, let's see if price will break this high here. EU 15 minute break of structure. Okay. Or if price will continue bearish and possibly break through these lows here. So we can say, all right, we can set an alert down in this area and say, you know, will price continue to the downside? However, I don't necessarily want to put an alert on there today. I just want to see what price is going to do because I don't plan on taking any trades. So today, but I do want to place an alert possibly at this low here to see if this low will get broken or whatever. So I can say EU breaks short-term low. We'll say that. Okay. That way we know price is kind of approaching our daily demand level. Okay. All right. And from there, let's go ahead and recap on EU. So if we're looking at EU from a 4-hour perspective, we're bearish. Okay. Like I said, we got lower low, lower high, lower low. Currently price is playing within this range. 15-minute structure, we're bearish. And so we're playing within this structure here. And so like I said, we have a 15-minute supply in this area that price could possibly come tap into and head on down. But like I said, we'll evaluate the market for today and kind of see what prices are going to do for us. All right. So that is our market analysis for EU. All right. So let's go over to USD CAD. Now USD CAD, I know quite a few of us have been kind of stalking this particular pair last week. So let's go ahead and look at it and see what's going to happen, because we have a lot of news on USD CAD this week. So we can see exactly what to expect or whatever the case may be. So if we look at this particular pair from a daily perspective, we can see we were bearish initially, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we got a break of structure on our daily time frame. And we can see we have unhealthy price action in this area here, massive imbalance, and we also have some supply zones up here that price has not mitigated yet. So USD CAD can possibly definitely be on its way well up in this area here before it starts its retracement and continue higher. Okay, or it can break through these levels, come down here, maybe tap into this demand level here, and then continue higher to take out these particular supply zones. Okay, so let's drop over to our 4-hour time frame. So from a 4-hour perspective, we have a huge leg that we're playing with within our 4-hour structure. So right now, from a 4-hour perspective, we're looking at higher high, higher low, higher high, all the way up in this area here. Okay, these areas right here, they're all kind of sort of playing within the same range. We can see this big candle here is playing all up in this. So this here is pretty much consolidation for a while, and then price decided to break out a little bit, come back, and then break up. All right, so right now this is our 4-hour structure. If we drop over to our 15-minute structure, one of the things that we can see on a 15-minute time frame, let me try to make this a little bigger. Oh, okay. I marked that one off a little bit wrong prior to, so let's go ahead and do that over. So from a 15-minute perspective, our structure is here. Bam. And this comes up here. Okay. So this is our 15-minute structure here. All right. All right. So when we're looking at our 15-minute structure, one of the things that we can see is higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, so this is our 15-minute structure in this area here. So one of the things we want to wait for is for price to possibly break through this high here, or break through this low, give us a retest, and then continue to the downside. Okay, so we'll see exactly what's going to happen with this particular pair. Like I said, a lot of us has been stalking this pair for quite some time, and we're pretty much ready for it to do whatever it want to do. But the ranges in the legs are so massively huge that we don't really have any choice but to wait for it to give us some sort of structural break. Because if we try to just impulsively just take a trade, I mean, the risk to reward would be horrible. We wouldn't have a good risk to reward taking a trade like this. Okay, so we just need to be patient. We want to make sure we see price either break this area or if it'll break our swing high here. So we'll put an alert up here as well. Okay, USD CAD. breaks H4 higher high. Okay. That way we can be mindful of where price is. That way we can govern ourselves accordingly. Okay. Because if price breaks this 15-minute structure, we have a lot of room to play with. If it break this and retest, you know, we're possibly looking for price to come, you know, all the way possibly down to this golden zone here. Okay. But I don't want to necessarily mark our golden zone up just yet because we haven't gotten that signal to let us know that, hey, price wants to, you know, start his retracement from this point. But me, I'm kind of feeling like price will probably break this first and then maybe come down and do what it's going to do. Okay. So that's some of the things that I want to look for USD CAD. But let's just see if price broke through this area, you know, that's about 149 pips. Coming all the way down to this area here, that's about 250 pips. So that's some of the things that we're looking for USD CAD in this particular area. Okay. So right now I'm going to remove this and we'll look at market structure once price kind of either break this low or break this high. Okay. So that's what we're looking at for USD CAD. All right. All right, you guys, let's move on to AU. Now, let's be mindful that with AU, we got some AU news on tomorrow for the Asian session for AUD, okay? So if we're looking at this from a daily perspective, one of the things we can see, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, break a structure. Price came down for a retest, decided to come up, but it never took out this high here. Okay, it never took out that high, so it necessarily didn't do its job yet. So price broke through this liquidity here, which was a domain flip. This entire domain here, it flipped that domain and it continued to the downside. Okay, so we can see it broke this domain, came up, retest, and it broke down again, and right now it's actually resting in this H4 demand zone here. Now, price can possibly, you know, come all the way down to this daily demand here. You know, it could. And if that happens, then that will change the character of this daily break of structure. You know, that will mean that it will invalidate all of this. But, you know, we'll see how strong this particular demand level is, if it will hold and if it will push price up to pretty much take out these highs. Because if we get a break of structure to, you know, show that we want signs to go to the upside, this is the ultimate target that we're looking to take out. Okay, so let's drop it down to the 4 hour and see what we got. Currently on the 4 hour time frame, we're bearish, and we literally just broke through a swing low before the market closed on Friday. So if we look at this, you know, we got lower low, lower high, lower low. We got a liquidity grab here. Price came up and it broke down, which actually broke this low here. Okay, so right now we're just resting in this area, and we want to wait and see what the 15-minute will give us to show if we want to actually turn around. Okay, so let's add some of our markups on this thing. There we go. All right, so if we're looking at this from a 15-minute perspective, we're bearish. Okay, so our 15-minute structure is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so right now we're playing within this area here, and we're possibly looking for price to come up here, tap into this supply here, and then maybe continue taking out this low right here. Okay, if not, price can break through this area here, retest, and then start our incline with this particular pair. Okay, so we just want to be patient. But one of the things that we want to do though, because it's a little risky, you know, we just broke the H4 low. For me, I want to be patient. I don't even want to continue structure. So for me, if price came up to this area, gave a break of structure, retest and all of that, and continue to the downside, I would still be kind of reluctant to take it, because price broke the H4 low. I'm looking for a retracement and then possibly go lower again. So for me, I wouldn't actually do anything until this 15-minute structure is broken, retest, and then take it back in the opposite direction. So I'm not gonna necessarily set an alert for this supply zone here, which it possibly can definitely happen. Come up, tap into this and go down, but I want to see the break, retest, and possibly take it up to the upside, because in this area, because this H4 just broken, we don't really know when it's going to turn around. So I don't necessarily want to just take a trade down here and it gets halfway down here and decide to turn around on us and kind of, you know, bang us out. So right now, this is all high risk area here. I don't want to take any trade, so we're just going to be patient, kind of sit on our hands. If price breaks this low here, then we'll know, okay, if price breaks this low, then we can say, okay, we can move our strong structure down here for whatever high that it created in this area here. Okay, so right now I'll say AUCOS, which is a continuation in structure. Okay, for an alert. And I hope that makes sense, you guys. I hope I wasn't talking too fast. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Because we just literally broke our H4 structure, we don't necessarily want to just hop in a trade going bearish right now, you know, because we possibly can turn around right here. We possibly have more room to go. I just want to be cautious and careful, as opposed to being impatient, just hopping in the market. There's certain things, if you go back to one of our videos about the cheat code, you know, there's certain times that you want to literally stay out of the market. So this is actually one of those times, because the H4 low just broke. We don't want to fool with the market on AU at all until we get a break of structure going the other direction. Okay, so right now we're just gonna sit on our hands with AU for the time being, and we possibly can get this from the news on tomorrow. All right, so that's pretty much our analysis on AU. All right, so now let's go ahead and check out GU. Let's go to our daily and see what we got going on with GU. All right, so with GU, we can see currently right now that we're bullish. Okay, higher high, higher low, higher high. Real easy market structure to look at. And we can also see that price came down, tapped into this daily demand here before price decided to kind of shoot up and kind of do its own thing or whatever it's deciding to do. All right, but we drop to the 4 hour, we can see that we're bearish. Okay, on the 4 hour time frame, we can see lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, right now we're playing between this swing here and this swing here, so we're playing within this leg of structure here. We can also see the price came up, gave a liquidity grab before it kind of shot down and left us with this this supply here on the 4 hour time frame. All right, so if we drop to the 15-minute and kind of look at our structure, or look at what we have on the 15-minute, we can kind of see what price, you know, has been doing or whatever. And so right now, price was doing almost the most really last week. And I'm gonna show you guys why. I'm gonna start over here and show you why price was doing the most. So first off, we can see last week, I believe this was right around Wednesday or whatever the case may be. No, actually, we actually looked at this on our last analysis with GU. So one of the things that we said with GU, we said, hey, we had an inverted head and shoulders here. We had a shoulder, head, and shoulder. I remember this from our analysis last week. We can see that price came up. It's really small, but you can see we had a break of structure right here. We had body closures right here. Price came down, retested into this area here, and then price decided to shoot up. Also, what did it do? When it came up here, higher high, gave us a higher low, because we have a more than a 2 candle pullback. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plant it right here. And then what did it do? So price, higher high, higher low. It broke up in this area here. Okay. Then what did price do for us? Gave us a break of structure right in this area here. All right. So price gave us a break of structure here. We had a supply zone in here. Price came up, retested the supply zone, came down, took out this low here. Okay, easy market structure, easy. Came up, tapped into that, came down, broke through. All right, price came up, tapped into this level of supply. I believe this was actually an hourly. I think I might have put the wrong number on it or whatever. Or maybe this was a 4 hour. Was this a 4 hour? Or 30 minute? Can't remember which one it was. 45 minute? 1 hour? 2 hour? Okay. Okay. I can't remember which one it was, but it was something within this area. But I saw that we had this huge supply zone here, so I decided to kind of cover this entire area. We can see price came up to this area here, came played down a little bit, and then we had a liquidity grab that came up and broke through this area. Okay, but one of the weird things about this is when we had this liquidity grab, this was our last structural high here. We had body closures in this area right above this, so that would indicate, okay, price possibly, you know, gave us a break of structure. We want to get a retest and maybe continue to the upside. However, price came down and took out this low here. Okay, so right now we're still bearish. We're still bearish, and because of that, because we have body closures above this situation here, this area here is literally our confirmed lower high. Okay, it's our confirmed lower high. But however, I was looking in this area here, and sometimes price will do this. Check this out. That's why I said price is a little weird. It came down, broke through the low, which was here, came up, and it came down again. However, this low does not have a body closure. We look at it. Wait a minute, it does. Really? No, it don't. No, it don't. Yeah, it don't. So we don't have any body closures. Okay. So this area here, even though it'd be ideal to say this will be a break of structure, I want to kind of be patient because price sometimes can maybe treat it as such. And so because it's so confusing and I got to think a little too much on this, I just want to be patient on GU to see exactly what it's going to do. Now, if price breaks through this low here, I'll be a little bit more comfortable where I can say, okay, this here is our confirmed lower high. So that's one of the things that I want to see though. I want to see GU break through this low here. GU breaks lower low. So if it break through this low, that'll give us clean market structure to where we won't have to think or guess so much. And I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's one of the things that we want to see. All right, but right now, this way up in this area here is our confirmed high. Okay, this is our confirmed lower high. So this is our 15-minute structure, literally way up in this area right here. Oops, not H4, 15. There we go. So that's our 15-minute structure there, and this is our low. So we just want to be patient. We want to see price take this out. Because we're bearish anyway, I'm expecting price to come down and actually take out this swing low here. So that's one of the things I want to see. But I would like to see it break this, come up to some supply zone in this area and then continue. Because if it does that, we're in pro swing phase anyway. That will allow us to kind of ride that down and kind of take out this swing low here. Okay. So just to recap on GU, let me kind of remove some of this stuff out the way. There's a lot of stuff going on. So right now we're bearish on GU, okay? And we're looking for price to possibly take out this low here. Or if not, break through, retest, and continue to the upside, because we are bullish. We are bullish. Now, if price takes out this week low and it takes out this low here, then we possibly can be in a whole nother situation where GU is going to turn around from a daily perspective. But maybe not, we don't know. Price can possibly just continue up, break this, retest, and then do what we need to do. But even so, even if it breaks this 15-minute, you know, it'll break the 4-hour as well. So if it break both of these, then we're going to be patient and wait for that retest to kind of continue to the upside anyway. And then from there, our ultimate target would be to take out these highs here. Okay, so we'll just be patient with GU this week as well. We got a lot of British pound news this week, so we'll just be patient and see what it's going to do. All right, let's look at the Golden Girl. Golden Girl was really good last week. Man, she was just throwing away pips last week. All right, so let's look at gold. All right, so currently now, gold is bearish. All right, so let's look at it. Right now, we got lower low, lower high, lower low. All right, price came up in this area here. However, let's look at it and see if it closed, if we got any body closures, which we don't. We don't have any body closures in this area. We got liquidity grabs, and then price decided to break off to the downside. So one of the things that I'm looking for, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking for. All right, so let's just say we take a field. We take it from this swing here all the way down to this swing down here. All right, price came down, came into our golden zone, wick through. I'm looking for price to possibly come down to 1870 at best. 1870 is linked up right with this imbalance right over in this area here. Okay, that's the minimum that I'm looking for it to come down to. Another thing, additionally, let me remove this. I'm looking for price to possibly take out 1900, because there is an imbalance that's literally identical to 1900. I can't remember if it's on the 15-minute or what, but let's go ahead and look at it. Let's do a bar replay right in this area here. Okay, we can see this is 1900 right here. Let's go to the hourly. It's on the hour time frame. So we look at this, 19 is actually identical, and I'm gonna move this all the way over. This is 1900 here. 1900. There's an imbalance on the hourly. You know what? I'm not gonna do that like that. I'm just gonna actually add the imbalance line here. Okay. This is an H1 imbalance that literally is identical, like I said, to that 1900 area. So I'm definitely looking for price to possibly come down to that area. Okay. Let me move 1900 back over here. Make sure it's 19. Bam. And it's imbalance. We're gonna move it all the way over there. All right, that way we can see it. All right, so currently right now on gold, from a 4-hour perspective, we're bearish. Okay, lower low, lower high, lower low. All right, now we just broke this low here, so we want to be patient. Right now we're in a high risk area. We don't necessarily want to jump in too quick, any impulses, and possibly get blasted or anything like that. So now let's go ahead and look at our 15-minute structure and see what we can see with gold. All right, so if we're looking at this from a 15-minute perspective, right now it's really easy, really clean market structure. Okay, we got lower low, lower high, lower low. Price came up in this area here. This is not a confirmed lower high as of yet until price actually takes out this low here. Okay, but we can see price came up here, tapped into the supply zone, and price is starting to, trickle off and things like that. I believe I actually caught a trade in this area here on last week. I can't remember, but I believe I did. Let's see. It was somewhere in there. I think I just took partials and then it came up and wigged me out when I was at break even or something like that. Because I believe I was targeting this area. I believe I took it here and I was targeting this and then it didn't complete or something like that. But gold was really, really easy last week. If you guys can see, caught this one here, which was almost a 1 to 4. This one here which was almost a 1 to 4, and I had caught another one here as well. So like I said, gold last week was literally just following market structure. It was really, really easy for gold last week. So what we want to wait for this particular pair, you guys, is we want to see if price is either going to break this high here or price is going to give us a continuation in structure. Okay, but we want to be patient though. This is the situation just like GU. We just broke the H4 low, okay? And because we did that, right now we're in high risk area again. We don't necessarily want to take any trades going down because it can turn around on us to give us that lower high on the 4 hour. So one of the things I would rather see is for price to come up into this area, you know, give us a break of structure and you know, all of that type of thing before it actually continues down. But if not, price could continue on down to this imbalance here, and you know, then possibly give us a turnaround. So we just want to be patient. So right now, I'm going to look at this as our gold continuation in structure. Okay, so we look at that as our continuation in structure. We already have an alert set for here for our 15-minute, and so we'll just be patient with that as well. All right, so you guys, let's end it off with NZD Chef, and I want to show you guys at the beginning of this call, I was mentioning that NZD Chef is literally at the bottom of the bottoms. I'm gonna actually go to the monthly time frame and show you guys what I'm talking about. So check this out. I'm on the monthly time frame right now. And if you guys look over here, this is literally, okay, we can go back to when price, this is 2005, 2009, 2013, 17, all of that. Price currently is at its all-time low. Price has never been down here, period. It has never been down here. This is the monthly time frame right now. The monthly literally, let me hide everything. Let me see, let's hide everything. We can see that price has broken this low here. It's closed below this low. So like I said, we're literally at the bottom of the bottom on NZD Chef. So if we do have a turnaround, we have a long way to go. Let's just say if it turned around here and we just came up to this area here, that's almost 1,000 pips. Even if we just came up to this area, let's just say we decided to do a fib on this, coming up to this golden zone. That alone is 700 some pips. And looking at the rate for NZD Chef, remember, NZD Chef is you make more money on NZD Chef than you do with gold or any US pair. So any US pair, if you take a 0.1, you make $1. So if you take a 0.1 and you hit 10 pips, you know, that's $10. But NZD Chef is $1.11. So you will make more on NZD Chef. So if we go, let's go ahead and look at the daily. Okay. This is our daily structure right now for NZD Chef. Huge market structure. Okay. So right now, our high for the daily, hold on, let me see something. Okay, all right. So our high is actually down here, actually. It's here. Because we had a low here. We got a high here. It was more than 2 candle pullback. All right, bam, Looks weird though. I don't know, because this is a lot of consolidation. I'm not sure about that, so I'm gonna take that off. I don't like that. All right. However, if we drop to the 4 hour, this is what our 4 hour structure is looking like. All right. 4 hour. We come here, we came down low, or high, or low, or high, bam, broke through. Massive push to the downside. Okay. So right now, if we look at our 15-minute structure, this is what we're looking at. Take this off. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. Right now, we got easy 15-minute structure right here. Lord, Lord, oh crap. We got lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, that's what we're looking at for 15-minute structure. For me, I'm looking for price to break this. I'm not looking to continue the structure or anything. All I'm waiting for is for this to be broken. Once this breaks and we get that retest, I'm zoned in. I'm locked in. I am locked in. And I'm trying to find an entry on a smaller time frame to ride this thing up. Because let's just say if we have a fib from here to here, if I catch me a small entry down here, I can at least, that's 30 pips or whatever the case may be. At some point, this thing got to turn around. Okay, if we come up here, we got massive supply zone up in this area here, and we also got an imbalance in this area here. Like I said, there's a lot of room for this particular pair for us to be able to catch some buys on the way back up. At some point, this pair has got to turn around. Now let's look at the news correlation with this. NZD Chef, okay? We got NZD news on Tuesday here. NZD on Tuesday, okay? We got another tentative NZD on Wednesday. This week, something has got to happen, because NZD has been in a crazy, crazy decline. We're at all-time lows right now. And when you're at all-time lows right here, the pullback is going to be so huge or so massive. For those who are swing traders, if you catch this right, you'll be in for a rude awakening. You'll be in for a really, really nice payday. So, like I said, this will be one of the pairs that I'll really be zoned in on, so I can possibly catch this particular pair. Okay, so, and that's pretty much what I have, you guys, for our analysis. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'll be in the chat this week. I'm gonna be really, really active this week, and so hopefully this week, like I said in our prayer, I pray for patience for everybody. I hope everybody, you made profits last week. I hope this week you'll be more profitable, and I hope that we all can just look at the market with clarity, take our time, be patient, don't rush anything, don't get FOMO, just wait for your trades to come to you. Let me see. If it continues bearish, could it possibly create a new 15-minute structure? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If it breaks, so Ish, if price breaks this here, then this will be this here will be my swing high here. And I'll be looking for price to come up here, possibly continue down, and then possibly come and break this here. But for me, because it's so low, I don't want to trade it in its continual structure right now, because it can turn around at any given point. It's never been this low. So I don't want to impulsively hop in this thing and thinking that I'm trading it to continue the structure and then say, nope, I'm gonna go ahead and turn around on you. So I don't want to do that. So for me with this pair, I'm only looking for the break of structure. But if it breaks this, because I have an alert here. If it continues in structure, then the only thing I'm gonna do is just take this alert, I'm gonna move it down. And I'm gonna keep moving it down, and I'm gonna keep following it, because I don't wanna miss this move. I believe like this pair can be a really, really good pair to catch. So I'm just gonna keep following structure as it goes. Okay, but let me make sure that we're getting this. Okay, let me make sure that this is going into the Discord chat as well, because it's not. It's an alert on here, but it's not going to the chat. So let me do that. Okay, what about this one? Yeah, this one as well. Oops. Let's see. Bam. 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 All right, so we got this one in our Discord alerts as well. So if price breaks through this, we'll get that continuation and structure. But for me, like I said, I'm looking for that BOS to go the other way so I can catch it and pretty much ride it up. Okay. Even though it's down really, really low, and we have a lot of room to play with, I'm still not gonna deviate from my principles. You know, because some people can look at this and say, you know what, I'm gonna sit in this thing, you know, to this thing go all the way to the wheels fall off. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that, because that would be trading, you know, prematurely and not really focusing on your trading plan and stuff like that. So for me, I have certain targets that I look for, and there's always going to be another trade. So for me, you know, just because, you know, we got supply zones and stuff up here, I'm not going to sit in that trade unless I've taken, like, let's just say I'm in a trade and it's creeping up on my first target. So let's just say if price came down, let's say price came down here, came up, broke again, gave me a break of structure. Hold on, wait a minute, I'm sorry. It's not playing right. Let's say if price came down, oh crap. Let's say price came down, broke structure here. Let's just say this was our breaker structure at that time. Let's say it came up, came down, tapped into some demand that was down here. Let's say we took that trade and we said, okay, this is our first target here. This here is almost a 1 to 5. Okay, I'm not gonna prematurely say, you know what, I'm gonna ride it way up here and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, one of the things I could do though is, as price is approaching my my TP area. So for me, a lot of you guys know that I use levels to take partial profits depending on the trade. So for me, I'll probably do an 80 or a 70% profit deal. I'll set an alert here and say, okay, 80%, I'll take partial profit. So if it hits this area here, I'll say, all right, I'm gonna take 75% off the table. Now, if I do that, my stop is gonna be moved to entry or a little bit above entry. And then I'll say, okay, I'm moving my TP up. I'll move my TP up to this area now. When I do that, when price breaks significant areas, I still set alerts. So let's just say if price breaks this area here, to me, this be considered as a short-term high. Let's say if price broke this area. If it break that area, okay, now my stop loss initially was here. Let's just say my stop loss was here. If it break this area, okay, I know there was some sort of impulses in this area. My stop loss gonna get moved up some more. It's gonna get moved up depending on structure. Let's say price come up here, break this area here. All right, stop loss get moved up some more. If it break this area here, stop loss get moved up some more. Or I can say I still got 25% on the table. Let me go ahead and take off another 15%. Okay, I'll probably work it like that, but I'll never keep my entire capital on the table, you know, with stuff like that. So when you guys see extended targets and things like that, I've already taken profits off the table, and now I'm just riding the market just to, you know, kind of scrape with the little crumbs and, you know, things like that. But that's how I'll probably play a trade if there's an extended target or something like that. If the target is massively huge like that, I can play it off like that. Or let's say if price, you know, on a 15 minute was giving me swings like this. Let's say I was still in this trade here. If it's constantly playing according to the prices like that, as I'm getting these swings, this is where my stop loss are going, up under these swings. However, when these swings are created and we got demand zones, I'm scaling in. I might take another entry here. I might take another entry here. Target is going to be right here. All right. Then once price continue that, take out this target, bam. Coming down. All right, I'm done with this trade, but I'm still in this trade. I'll constantly keep scaling in and things like that. Okay, so I'll play the market like that. You know, I don't mind doing that, but however, I still stick to my principles. And, you know, I have certain targets that I target, you know, and I stick to, you know, according to things with my trading plan. I don't deviate from my trading plan, because that's the plan that helped me become profitable. Okay. And I hope that makes sense, you know, to some people. Just because you can see a move is going to be really, really huge, that gives you a lot of opportunities to capitalize off of it. But for me, I won't just sit into it and just thinking that, yeah, I'm gonna just get massive profits from this one trade and things like that. You know, I have certain targets. And so the name of the game for me is to get in, get out the market, capitalize on as much as you can when you can, because you want to be in the market as less as possible. Because with news, you know, price, you know, liquidity grabs happen all the time, everywhere. So you want to have your target set for what you're targeting. Get in, get out, take partials, whatever you want to do, and then you on about your business. All right. Hey, you guys, I hope this was informative for you guys. I want to thank you guys for rocking with us today. I'll see you guys during the week. We in, we out. I'm out.